here's the thing. I did not talk about a lot of the Batman Arkham Legacy stuff after my last video because I said I was really tired of it. And I definitely meant it. And I didn't want to be a hypocrite, honestly. I just wanted to avoid it because of that. I really think if I had covered it early on, I'm sure it could have gotten a lot of views and a lot of traction and stuff. I didn't want to because a few days ago when some of this news came out, I didn't really care. I try to be positive in a lot of my videos, not fake and not forced positive either. So if something comes out and I don't care, I just don't want to talk about it. But the thing that really did make me care was a lot of you did want me to talk about some of this stuff. And I still was thinking like, there's not enough in these symbols to talk about. It just doesn't really do much for me. But like just yesterday, we actually got a new little piece of news about the Batman Arkham game. So I want to really go over these and sort of give you a news roundup on what's been going on since I last talked about it and where we're at in total. I'm not going to go back and go through all of the leaks, but I will say that, way back, years ago actually, there was the whole tweet with the holiday party with the Court of Owls masks. Then there was the picture of the WB Games Montreal employee with the owl symbol on her back. There was a lot of stuff over the years, and it just sort of piled up. We eventually got the Damian Wayne canceled Arkham game, all those good leaks. And finally, back in September 23rd of 2019, we got these 4 symbols. I talked about this for weeks on end, off and on, and sort of my speculation of what I'd want out of the game. Honestly, I think I talked about it too much. I burnt myself out. Since it was even starting to annoy me, I just sort of backed off and stopped caring when they went radio silence for about 100 days. And that's where we're at now. 4 days ago, WB Games Montreal tweeted out some pieces of a symbol. First, they put one part on Twitter. They did some other social media stuff with it. And then finally, the same day later on, they actually tweeted out /redacted with this symbol that looks like it's the GCPD crest. That's what it looks like to me. That's what it looks like to a lot of people online. And that's where we were left. But if you went to the wbgamesmontreal.com/redacted website, then you would get this image here, which I'm going to show. It had a bunch of empty circles in it. A few were filled in for us. And if you look at the title of the image, I believe it's like dial.png or dial.jpeg. Let me look here real quick. Yeah, dial.png. So this sort of looked like a watch dial to a lot of people, and I think that actually confirms it at least somewhat that there's something to this being a crest that crests fit into. But if you take it and mess with the contrast and all this stuff, and I don't know where the original image came from of people doing this, but I know it's now been widespread online, you start to see other things underneath it. Different, like, it looks like it would build into a tower, like a building or something. It's hard for me to tell, and it hasn't been fully compiled yet in terms of something that's decipherable. I don't really know fully what's going on here with this, and that's why I just left it alone with the ARG that's going on, if you want to call it that. I really find this sort of marketing to be a little frustrating to me because for the last 100 days, people have been complaining that they want to just see something or not. I'm finally sort of just on that boat of like, I was really holding out here. Like, oh man, show me something else, even another symbol. And like 100 days later, we got nothing. It was nuts. I mean, it was 22nd of September until January 4th. That's a long time to go with nothing. Oh, I'm sorry. It wasn't even January 4th. It was January 9th. So I was being generous there. And so that's why I just backed off of this. But yesterday, Roger Craig Smith actually tweeted out something that seemed to even further confirm the existence of this game. That's what finally pushed me over the edge to talk about this, along with you guys wanting me to, because this whole thing was really annoying me. But Roger Craig Smith tweeted out the vague "thing confirmed." That thing you've wanted to be announced, ? Confirmed by me. A voice actor with a paltry following because the companies I work for with millions of followers wanted this to be the account to break the news based solely on your replies to my previous posts. So obviously Roger Craig Smith is having some fun here with it. He's poking at it a little bit. And you could also argue just as easily, well, he's not talking about Batman Arkham or this means nothing. You certainly could. But the thing is, now that we've gotten all these buildups together, it's very obvious they're working on something. I said the whole time that I really thought they were working on something. I didn't know why they would randomly tweet out the whole capture the night thing back in September and never do anything with it. But at the same time, they went so long without doing anything with it after that. And the community got frustrated. Really. And that's sort of where I'm at with this, is like, Roger Craig Smith, I really appreciate what he's doing. He is being transparent and having fun, and it's definitely not his fault what's going on with the marketing of this game. I just think it's a little sad that Roger Craig Smith, the voice actor, is more in touch with the community for these games than WB Games Montreal seems to be. Now, I don't want to say like, look, I'm a billion-dollar marketing executive. I know what I'm talking about, and obviously I'm smarter than them. I'm not saying that. And for the people who are enjoying the ARG experience of this, I am seriously happy for you. I'm not here to completely tear into it. I'm not here to take it down a peg and say it's awful. I just really think that there is a lot of community frustration that could have been avoided if this had gone a different route. Now, if this was an ARG coming out in 2017 and it was sort of taking place over that whole year, I think I would have a lot more patience for it. I think I wouldn't care about this as much. I think I would just be like more, yeah, this is awesome. Oh boy, I can't wait to see the next symbol. But it's now been 4 days again since the last symbol. And I'm assuming that if you fill this thing up with symbols, there's going to be an extra slot for a few here. We could probably get a few up a month until E3 and then an announcement there. But I don't even want to speculate that anymore. I don't know if we're going to get an announcement at E3 or if we're going to get it next week or if we're going to get it in 6 months. I know they're working on something. I know that a lot of people still care about it, and I will buy the game. When a new Batman game comes out, I will definitely buy it. That's not my point. But every time they do some tiny little thing at this point, I don't want to talk about it every single time. I did think it was actually worth talking about because of what Roger Craig Smith said on top of it, but I'm making this video just as much to sort of explain why I backed off of it. I thought I did a decent job of that in my, why I'm tired of Batman Arkham Legacy news video. I thought I did a good job of that, at least the best I could, being my rambling self, but I know that for some of you, you still really wanted me to talk about it, so I at least wanted to give you this, and explain sort of where I'm at with this. I really hope they reveal more soon. I really want to see a trailer, a teaser, anything. I'd take an image of Batman just standing there. I would take an image of a bat gauntlet extended out with an owl perched on it. I would take anything here over just more random ARG stuff. And part of that is just because of the wait. Sort of to give you an explanation for this, we have waited since late 2015 or mid 2015 since Arkham Knight. And for a while it was just assumed, well, maybe they're just done because Rocksteady wanted to be done with Arkham. But WB Games Montreal has put out nothing for a long time now. And I know I'm not the only one in this community who's frustrated with the absolute lack of transparency on this issue, and there being really no communication, and also the response from some fans online. Like, look, I don't like the people who are just whining ever since the first thing and were just mad the whole time, and they would basically lash out at anybody who talked about it. I don't like that, but I at least understand that a little more than this new attitude I've also seen pop up from some people, which is almost zealot-like, where it's like, how could you question this marketing? You're an entitled gamer. You just expect a game and they don't owe you anything. And that's such a dumb thing to say. I've seen a lot of people say that, and it's so stupid because the thing is, I don't think WB Games Montreal owes me a thing. I don't think they owe anyone a thing, but I do think that we get to have an opinion about how they're marketing this game. And I think it's very obvious that there is a game here being made. This is a video game studio tweeting out with images connected to only one series with the title Capture the Night pretty much in all of them. Cape de la Sueur, I believe it is in Latin. My Latin's pretty rusty. I don't really know much at all. Really, probably my extent of Latin is the supernatural exorcism. But that's sort of my thing, is like, I don't understand either of these attitudes to me. And I'm sure I'm stomping on some feet here, whatever. Like, if you absolutely have hated it ever since the first tease, like that moment you were like, how could anyone talk about this? They're not making anything. Well, you're clearly wrong. Because we're now here, they're clearly making something. They would not keep tweeting about this because everyone's just getting mad. And on the other hand, if you're defending this marketing saying, oh, it's perfect, there's nothing wrong with it, they're doing a great job, and they haven't done anything wrong, you're also wrong. Because this has led to so much community frustration that there are people who are not going to care. I'm going to care when this game comes out. I am going to care when there's more to talk about. I mean, hell, even if there's another tweet like what Roger Craig Smith said, I will talk about it. I honestly will. And this frustration's not at anybody watching my videos, really. It's just at the situation. Because I don't really want to talk about it every time there's some half-drawn symbol thrown out there into the world like I'm supposed to play Sherlock Holmes to uncover your marketing. If somebody else says something interesting, like what Roger Craig Smith said, I'd love to talk about it. If we get a ton more symbols, more than just one, I'd love to talk about it. But one or two symbols every 4 months? I don't know, guys. I'm sorry, but that's just not that interesting to me. And from what a lot of you have said in the comments below, I really don't think it is for you either. Because at the end of the day, it's not saying anything. And so then I'm just making a long video saying nothing, I feel like. And I don't really want to do that. I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste my time. And I don't want to talk down at WB Games Montreal when they're probably doing their best, and I just don't agree with the direction they've taken the marketing. I still care about the game. I'm still excited for when more comes out about it. I'm still going to buy it. And I'm definitely going to keep talking about the Arkham games in general. I wanted to talk about this because you guys wanted me to. I cared about it because of what Roger Craig Smith said and you guys, but the symbols themselves, I don't care, honestly. Maybe if we get a bunch, like another dump of them, it'll be interesting to analyze. But as it is right now, I'm just sort of sick of this direction. I hope this wasn't super long and rambly. I'm probably going to leave it mostly unedited so you can just get where I'm at on this issue. And I would love to hear where you're at on the issue in the comments below, because maybe some of you are still super excited. Maybe some of you are not. I just don't want to hypocritically talk about this every 2 days when I said I'm sick of it. And I hope you understand that, because that's important to me, is to be real on this channel, not to just cash in on views for every new thing that comes out. If I just think it's not interesting or not worth your time. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. I did put up the review of The Last of Us the other day that you guys voted for, so I hope you're able to check that out and you enjoy it. And I will do part 2 of that in the near future and be back soon. I'll see you soon. Have a great day, everybody.